Hello, and welcome to So I Read This Book. Today we'll be discussing JFK. Was he the liberal icon he has been made out to be? This book, JFK, the Conservative, takes a different approach. It talks about how his views were much more conservative than people may realize. The first couple of chapters talks about his terms as a congressman and later senator from Massachusetts. While as congressman and senator, he battled communism. He battled communism in the labor unions, which were a difficult thing for a Democrat to do, since the labor unions were big supporters of the Democratic Party. He also blasted the president of his party, Truman, for losing China to the communists. While as senator, he gave a commencement speech at Notre Dame where he said that the ever-expanding power of the federal government is a concern to those who believe that the control of local affairs is the essence of liberty, which you have to admit is a pretty conservative thing to say. In the famous television debate during the 1960 presidential campaigns, he said to Richard Nixon, in response to a question, that he didn't believe in big government. Again, this was a shocking, conservative thing to say, and not really very liberal. During his first 2.5 years as president, he chose to spend his limited political capital on a tax cut, which is a Republican idea, and on making trade deals, which helps big business, rather than spending his time fighting for Medicaid or civil rights. He did introduce a civil rights legislation in the last year of his presidency, 1963, but he did not make it a priority, like I said, until 1963, when after his first 2.5 years in office. He also was firm in his support for the military, especially in Vietnam, where he spoke at a press conference on July 17, 1963, about not withdrawing from Vietnam due to the domino theory that if Vietnam fell, then all of Southeast Asia would fall. All of Southeast Asia would fall to the communism. This again was not very a liberal idea. It was more, we are going to do this. We're going to stick it out, much like George Bush in Iraq and Afghanistan. Where this book falls apart is when it talks about him and his personal life, and how, according to his diary and other public records, he was much more religious than he led on to be, and was always attending Mass. The author tries to reconcile this with the tales of his sexual conquests, with very limited results. But overall, this book makes a compelling argument that JFK was much more liberal than I had previously thought. I hope you enjoyed this video, and check out this book.